and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about alcohol, and this is crazy I'm making this video because if I had been told a couple years ago that I was going to be talking about why I've stopped drinking and the things that have happened to me since I stopped drinking, I would have thought you were crazy and you were lying. I was the biggest drinker and I could not understand people who didn't drink. I just thought, how can you not drink alcohol? It's so much fun. It was my life. It was the thing that I did every weekend, every week, and I loved it so much. So it's crazy I'm making this video. I'm pretty proud of myself. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So I started drinking when I was a teenager, like everybody else does, and I loved it. I had so much fun. I felt like I found this amazing thing and it's all I wanted to do all the time was get drunk and just be silly with my friends. But I was always that friend who would take it a little bit too far, who would be the one to get the most drunk, to want to stay up the latest and black out and do stupid stuff, really. And I was always that person. And this kind of carried on through to university. I definitely built up a need to binge drink and it's all I wanted to do. Everyone does it at uni. I mean, I wasn't the only person doing this, but I definitely had an addiction in a way to binge drinking and having fun and sort of forgetting about any of the issues I was having through getting drunk and having a fun time with my friends. And I carried this after uni as well. I carried on doing this. I moved into a flat with my sister and my friend, and we carried on this university lifestyle of binge drinking all the time. And that was when I started to realise that it wasn't necessarily the best thing for me, and it was starting to have a negative impact on my life. I started to experience anxiety symptoms after I drink alcohol, and it was making me make really stupid decisions that was affecting my life. And yeah, that's kind of what led me to, in 2016, giving up alcohol and seeing where it took me. So yeah, let's talk about what's happened since I made that decision. So the first thing is that I didn't have to experience hangovers anymore. This was amazing because hangovers only got worse the older I got. And I would just be in bed all day. I would be so hungry. I'd just eat so much junk food and that would make me feel worse. I'd feel dehydrated, I'd feel tired. And yeah, hangovers are the worst. I don't miss them at all. So that is so amazing. I don't have to experience them anymore. The second thing is that I don't experience that pit in my stomach of regret when I wake up the next day and I don't know what happened. I don't remember what happened, or if I do remember what happened, I made a stupid mistake. I said something I didn't mean to say to somebody, and yeah, just leaving that regret behind. I think that that is a common thing with people why they give up alcohol, just not having that pit in your stomach, that anxiety and embarrassment for the whole day, or even sometimes a week after drinking alcohol and making a stupid decision. Yeah, that has just been so amazing to know that anything I do each day, or if I go and hang out with friends, I'm not gonna regret it the next day. So the next thing is that my productivity and creativity skyrocketed. And this was one of the main reasons I actually gave up alcohol. I was noticing that my productivity and creativity was just at an all-time low. I wasn't feeling inspired. I was in a job I didn't like. I was never really getting anything done and nothing was really moving forwards in my life. And I really wanted to make that happen. So giving up alcohol gave me that kind of new lease of life to just fully go for it with everything that I wanted to do. And I started a YouTube channel and I've done so much in the last year. I've been so productive and everything's just kind of got better for that reason. And I've just had so much more creativity. I'm kind of feeling like when I was a teenager and I was so much more creative and always inspired to do different things. And yeah, that's been one of the hugest and best benefits of giving up alcohol. So the next thing is hugely important to me, and that is health and fitness. When I was binge drinking, I was never able to reach the health and fitness level that I was aspiring towards because I was always binge eating and drinking in excess. I wasn't someone who could just have a glass of wine here and there. When I drank in excess, and I couldn't resist drinking in excess, and I also couldn't resist eating in excess. I'm not going to go into it, but I did have an eating disorder a few years ago, and that, I think alcohol really contributed to the problem, and it wasn't ever allowing me to be the healthiest person and the fittest person that I was wanting to be. And since giving it up, I've really gotten into cycling and gotten into my fitness, and also just been the healthiest person that I've ever been in my life. And this kind of leads on to looking better. When I used to drink alcohol, I would always break out the next day. I'd get spots all over my chest and on my face. I used to have to wear a lot of foundation because I break out when I drank. I don't have to wear that type of makeup anymore. I don't wear foundation, and my skin is just so much better. It has a glow to it, and I think that overall it has helped me to maintain a healthier looking appearance overall. Another thing that's maybe not so surprising is that my bank statement looks a lot healthier. I was always spending such a ridiculous amount of money on alcohol every week, and I was always so skint, and it was because I was drinking so much. That was the main source of my money. I'd always have to have a certain amount each week so that I could go out, I could drink, and I just don't have that in my life anymore. And it's crazy how much more money I have now because I'm not drinking. And as I said before, the productivity and creativity levels have gone up, which have led to me making more money in general. Yeah, so such a great improvement to have experienced. One of the most amazing things is that I just feel so much better about myself. When I was drinking every week, I had this huge juxtaposition between my personality when I was sober and when I was drunk. I think that it really contributed to how shy I was around people who I wasn't familiar with, and how insecure I was. I was always questioning how I was around new people, and just really went into my shell. I would only hang out with a few people, my closest friends and family, and only be myself around them, and anyone else I would be just painfully shy and quiet and wouldn't open up unless I was drinking. And when I was drinking, I was loud and talkative and obnoxious and all of those things. And now I've stopped drinking. I think that I've enabled who I am to actually come out, and I don't need alcohol to be confident and be myself around new people. And I think that, yeah, just drinking that much alcohol really pushed me back into my shell when I wasn't drunk. And I would use alcohol as a way to be myself, be more open, and to express myself, which was not a healthy thing. I'm just an all-round more confident and just happier person because I feel better in myself overall. Something also that's really important is that I just have more time to do other things and experience other things. When I go away or when I'm doing stuff, I'm not focusing on getting drunk. A huge part of my past was when I would go on holiday, I would be thinking about what I'm going to be doing in the evenings and getting drunk and going to clubs, and now I'm more thinking about what am I going to experience of the culture there, where am I going to go, and what things am I going to see. So I think that's hugely changed my outlook on the world, and see it through a sober lens and not be clouded and waste time getting drunk when I could be seeing things. Another thing is quite simply just remembering stuff. I am the worst person for forgetting when I'm drunk. I forget things when I'm sober, so when I'm drunk I would always forget what I'd done and what I'd said, and that is just really not a very nice thing to experience. For somebody else to tell you what you've done and for you not to remember it is just so embarrassing, and I'm so glad that I don't have to experience that anymore. And the last thing is kind of what I touched on earlier about feeling better, but I'm just overall happier. I think that a lot of the stress that I experienced in the last few years of my life growing up were exacerbated by alcohol because I was using it as a way to numb the pain. I don't know, I just feel so much better. I'm more confident. I know this comes with age, and some of you might say that that's because you're older now and you've grown up, and I think that is true, but I think that alcohol really did contribute to me not feeling happy a lot of the time. And had I gone back to that time and not drank, I think that the situations I was in would have been very different. So yeah, it's brought me so much happiness, and that is the best thing that's happened basically since I've stopped drinking alcohol. So with this video, I'm not telling you to stop drinking alcohol. I'm simply sharing what's happened to me since I've stopped drinking alcohol. And if you're thinking about stopping drinking alcohol, or at least lowering your alcohol intake, then these are some of the things that you probably will experience, and I just wanted to share that with those of you who are considering giving up alcohol or who have maybe not the healthiest relationship with alcohol. I think it's important to question things in your life and ask whether it's actually benefiting you or whether it's harming you, and evaluate that and weigh it up and maybe think about changing it. I think that we're all so set on staying the same and not changing anything, and I think that it's important to question things and change and grow, and yeah, sometimes that really challenges you in the best possible way. So if you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your relationship with alcohol down below in the comments, whether you've given it up, whether you're sober now, how it's helped you, and let's share all the positive things that giving up alcohol has done for us in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!